Hi everyone, welcome back to Ascended Masters 101. This is where we talk all about the teachings of the Ascended Masters. And in this video, we are interviewing students of the Ascended Masters, lovely friends of mine who have been following this path for often 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 plus years. So they have lots of insight and lots of lovely perspectives and valuable gems, I feel like, to share with us about their spiritual path. And so many thanks to them for sharing that and being willing to share those insights with all of us. And so what we're asking them in this video is, what is your favorite dictation and why? And dictations are messages from the Ascended Masters through the agency of the Holy Spirit to all of us through their messengers, who are Mark L. Prophet and Elizabeth Clare Prophet, who we also refer to as Mother. And Mark Prophet is often referred to as Mark. So Mark and Mother. And these dictations are, to me, the most incredible gifts that we could possibly ever be given. They are essentially, I feel like they are like love letters from the other side, from heaven, giving us those insights, those encouragement and support, and all the knowledge and the wisdom that we need to excel on our spiritual path. And we can take it as far and as fast as we want to. And so the Ascended Masters, the angels, the Elohim, all of these incredible spiritual beings of light are here for us, and they share themselves with us through their dictations. And it's not just encouragement and love and support and information, but it's also, they're like initiations of light. They are deliveries of light to us. And so when you listen to a dictation, or even when you read a dictation, often you are just transformed by the process of reading that dictation. And so there's so much more to be said about dictations, and it's room for a whole nother video. But in this video, we are asking students of the Ascended Masters, what is their favorite dictation and why? And of course, this was another question that a lot of them said this was a hard one. This was hard to answer because there are so many, and so many that have meant so much to many of us who are following this path. And so it was hard to narrow it down to just one, but they did the hard work of it, and they have some lovely insights to share with all of us. I'm so excited to talk about this with all of you and to be able to hear these, because I got a lot out of hearing these answers from these lovely students of the Ascended Masters. So let's jump into it. What is your favorite dictation and why?
My very first dictation was from Mother Mary, and I wasn't sure what to expect since I wasn't Catholic with my background. But in there, she told us that it was our time on the stage of life, that this was the hour for us to fulfill the purposes of God. And she made this most beautiful, comforting comment. She said, I wouldn't do it for you even if I could, because the joy is so great when you win your victory. No ascended master will deny that to you.
My favorite dictation is called Remember the Ancient Encounter by Beloved Kuthumi. Um, I consider that we all have a story, and I have a story, and our story involves many wonderful things, and it also includes tests and challenges. And one of the biggest challenges that people experience is very similar to what we see or read about in storybooks, or we see in movies, where there's this big villain that you have to, the protagonist has to defeat in order to help the prince, free the princess, or save the village, or whatever it is. Well, in the context of the story of my life, um, I'm trying to save myself. I want to make my ascension. And so this particular dictation helps me to overcome that dragon in my life, which is what many refer to as the lower self, or carnal mind, or there's many names for it. But I know if I can do that, I can be victorious. And that's what I want.
I really like the dictation from the Goddess of Freedom. It's titled Play to Win. My hour has come, your hour has come. A dispensation of the solar logoi for the transmission of the cosmic Christ consciousness to you through your holy Christ self. And this is in Pearls of Wisdom, volume 35, number 46. I really like this dictation because she gives it with such a fiery determination. It makes me feel like anything is possible in God, and it's very inspiring.
This is for me the most awesome question because I do have an absolute favorite dictation that when I even begin to listen and the first sound of the master voice coming out, I can hardly bear it. It just is so tremendous to me. I get so excited again, but also it just, I feel such a spark of energy. It's a dictation by the great divine director from July 6, 1975. And it is called, Let Us Implement the Plan of Hierarchy. And the reason I love it, for one thing, is that he's funny. The great divine director is funny. He makes us laugh. He acts the part of both a Chela and then the person that the Chela is trying to share the teachings with. And so he speaks as if he were the Chela, and then he speaks as if he were the person that's being, the Chela is trying to enlighten with the teachings. And the person responds, I already know that, or I don't need that. And the great divine director then, as the Chela, says, and then he says, and then the Chela tries again, and he gives an example of what the Chela would say. And then the response is, I already have that information. And then the Chela goes, again. And he tries a third time. And on the third time, when the Chela is rebuffed by the seeker, he says, may I please be excused for a few minutes? And he goes into another room. And then the great divine director says, and the Chela says, mighty astray encircle that soul. And then he comes back out again. The Chela does, and the great divine director goes on to give examples of what we need to do at that point, how not to let go of the soul, and a lot of other practical advice. So the dictation is only 19 minutes long. It begins with a humor that just puts you at ease, and all the rest of the information is so pertinent and complete in a teaching. It's just a wonderful dictation. You can find this dictation in the book, The Great White Brotherhood. It's chapter 27. If you ever get a chance to see it, video, it is the best.
Favorite dictations for me are like when I was a 5-year-old boy and had multiple favorite colors. They kind of change as I grow. So my favorite dictation is Rayolite from the Challenge of Initiation album, where he talks about how life can get difficult and it's like you're in a snowstorm and you have to just keep going, one foot in front of the other. And that's how life feels sometimes. And that message has helped me a lot.
The most fun dictation that I resonate with and think about a lot is one called Journey to the Sun on a Chariot of Violet Fire by Holy Amethyst. It has the most spectacular visuals for meditation. Just a great trip from Earth out to the sun and back in this chariot. I love that one.
My favorite dictation is one by John the Beloved, who was a disciple of Jesus. After Jesus' ascension, he meditated on Jesus' heart and became one with his heart. And through that love that he felt in his heart, his heart was burning, he says, for days and months on end, and he was able to radiate that love out to the planet. And it was a very profound dictation for me to read. He says that this has affected us even to this day, this love that was sent out from his heart and Jesus's heart.
It's hard to choose a favorite dictation, but one of them is from Lord Maitreya, and it's titled In the Heart of the One Sent. And I really like this dictation because in it, he gives us a prayer that we can say every evening that reminds us to recognize the Christ in every person we meet.
They're all impressive, and I wish I could remember them all.
Well, I really don't have a favorite dictation. They're all great, and anytime I hear one, it's the best.
My favorite dictation, which is a very hard question because there are many, but when I really went into my heart, I think the dictation that was given by Jesus called Jesus, I Love You, My Heart, Thy Heart, because it was a very deep meditation that Jesus takes us through, very sweet, very touching, and he takes us through this meditation with our soul going through our childhood steps of development. And because I'm a psychologist, this is dictation, which I've listened to many times, takes me each time I hear it to a deeper level of healing. So I would say that's my most favorite dictation.
My favorite dictation is a dictation by Gautama Buddha. I think it's volume 34, number 6, and it's called Increase the Fire of the Heart. And he increases the fire in our own hearts, and he says that if we do the dictation, if we carry on doing it, then he will bring that up to the level that he has raised it to when he is giving the dictation. I think it's a fabulous thing. So I try and do it as often as I can.